So, you're in the market for a new phone, and you've decided to get a Google Pixel phone. Well, now you gotta decide between either 2020's mid-ship Pixel 5 or 2021's main consumer Pixel 6. I'm Michael at TECHMB. Today, I'm gonna help you decide which one to get. First, I'm going to break Google's algorithm here, and I'm just going to tell you right off the bat. If you want a large screen, the best camera, and great performance, the Pixel 6 is the phone for you. If in-hand usage, durability is the most important factor for you, then you're going to want a Pixel 5. Go like, comment, subscribe, whatever it is that you do on YouTube. There, we're done. In all seriousness, there's many more things to talk about here. I'll start off with my disclosure. All of my opinions are my own. I'm not paid for this. No one has sent me any of these devices. I paid for these all of myself. My opinions and thoughts that I share, all mine. First, size. There's no way to deny that the Pixel 5 is a small phone. It has a 6-inch display with very small bezels. It's very thin, very light, and very rounded. This phone feels like a pebble. Comparatively, the Pixel 6 is not. It's a big phone with a 6.4-inch display, and it is thicker, wider, and heavier than the Pixel 5. I've gotten used to the Pixel 6's size, even though typing one-handed on it is a struggle, which it's not on the 5. The 6 is difficult to reach the corners of the display, it swings around more in my pockets, and it hurts more to accidentally drop on your face. Don't give me that look, I know you've done that. Overall, the Pixel 5 just feels better to use in your hand. While I think that the Pixel 5 is the more usable phone, especially with one hand, I prefer the boxier feel of the Pixel 6. Thank you, Google. I prefer the boxier feel of the Pixel 6, just because it sits more in your hand. The 5 is just so rounded. As I mentioned a moment ago, typing one-handed on the Pixel 5 is much easier compared to the 6. I also found the keyboard to be in a more accessible place, and I found myself making more mistakes on the 6. A little tip. Go into the Gboard settings and change the keyboard height. I have it set to mid-tall, and this brings the keyboard up some to where my thumb is when I'm actually typing. The larger size of the 6 does have some advantages, namely more screen content. But the Pixel 5 is the phone to get if you want a smaller and lighter phone that won't feel like a brick in your pocket. Point to the Pixel 5. Next, design. This is kind of a wash, since you're just gonna throw the Pixel 6 in a case, and the Pixel 5 just looks utilitarian. Although frankly, utilitarian might be better than premium, whatever that means. Glass is more transparent to radio signals, and because it's heavier than metal or plastic, it leads to feeling more premium to consumers. But I prefer the Pixel 5's lightweight, and the worst that I can do to it is scratch the coating. While the 5 is slick, the 6 is the most slippery phone I have ever used. I legitimately used the massive camera bar to hook it onto things while filming these videos. Even barely angled surfaces the 6 would slide off of. I also really wish there was a Panda Pixel 6, the white glass with black aluminum and that orange colored power button. It gets the heart going, alright. The other colors of the 6 do come with more flair, but the matte black of the Pixel 5 does a better job at rejecting fingerprints. The 6's glass gets very gummy feeling. The camera bulge to me is a draw. I like that the 6 doesn't rock on a table, except it gathers a lot of dust, and I worry about cracking it. The Pixel 5's camera isn't much of a bump, but it does rock ever so slightly, and I ended up smudging it a lot. Overall, I like the design of the 6 more, but I appreciate the durability and in-hand feel more on the Pixel 5. Another point to the 5. Next, battery. Easy win for the Pixel 5 here. This thing just goes and goes. I should say that on Android 11, this phone is a battery beast. On Proton AOSP, which is a custom ROM that's based on Android 12, it's a battery champ. That's less good than beast by just a half step. On Android 12, battery life on the Pixel 5 was fine, but I think that the battery on the 5 is better than the 6. I'm not saying battery is bad on the 5, and it's frankly much better on Proton AOSP. It gets you through the day with no problems. But I do go into low power mode when I'm not using the 6, whereas on the 5, I never bothered with low power mode until it was hitting 20%. Android 12 seems to be the great equalizer in a bad way. My typical day runs from 7:30 a.m. to 11:30 p.m. connected to my AirPods, streaming music, on my school's Wi-Fi with medium brightness, using smooth display. I paid for those hertz, I'm going to use them. Both phones manage this without a problem, but the 5 just does it better. Once again, point for the Pixel 5. Okay, this has been kinda brutal to the 6. Here's some of its victory areas. First off, the screen. The 6's screen is just nicer to look at. Being much larger certainly helps. Video content is more engaging, blacks look deeper, and the screen seems both brighter and has less issues with adaptive brightness. The bezels on the 5 are smaller and symmetrical, but I prefer the smaller center hole punch camera cutout on the 6. I also prefer the more square corners of the 6's screen compared to the 5. It feels more right because it cuts off less content and we're used to looking at rectangular displays. The Pixel 6 does display much more off-axis color shifting, it gets very pink, but overall I think that if screen is an issue for you, the Pixel 6 is going to win here. Each of these phones has something under display. The Pixel 5 has its speaker under the display, and the Pixel 6 has its fingerprint reader under the display. The Pixel 6's speaker is much better than the Pixel 5's, but I don't really bother with it that much because I don't really use speakers all that often. But the Pixel 5's fingerprint scanner, much better than the Pixel 6's. Both have issues if your finger is dirty, but the 5's is faster and more reliable. Plus you can use it for gestures, and it doesn't shine a light on you when you use it. And using a screen protector for the 5 doesn't render the scanner mostly useless. Although the 6's is on the front, so I can use it when it's on a desk. A tip I figured out for the Pixel 6, if you're using a screen protector, don't mash your finger into the scanner. Lightly press it instead, and that'll help a lot more. The haptic motor is also far better on the 6. It feels truly premium. I'm going to give the Pixel 6 a win here, because I care about the scanner being on the front, as well as better haptics, more than I do about the scanner being able to use for gestures as a trackpad area. Point for the 6. On camera, honestly I don't think it's much of a comparison. From my experience, the 6 is the clear winner. It takes everything that was good about the Pixel 5 and fixes the issues I had, mainly when it came to zooming in. Pictures look so much more crisp when zoomed in, and videos look sharper and more stable. Night mode also seems improved, with general low light output being brighter and more detailed on the 6. The 6 also comes with more camera features compared to the 5. In addition to the highlight and shadow slider, there's a white balance slider which has rescued some shots of mine in ways that wasn't possible on the Pixel 5. Add on to that the features like Magic Eraser and Face Unblur, which use the quicker wide-angle camera to make sure that faces never come out blurry, and the 6 is the clear winner over the 5. Yeah, a lot of initial reviews talked about how the Pixel 6's photos looked overprocessed and way too HDR-like. My guess is Google just used the same camera algorithms from the 5 and put them on the 6 without adjusting anything for the new hardware, because they thought if it takes mediocre hardware and makes good pictures, it'll take great hardware and make fantastic pictures. And it didn't really work out that way, and they've toned it down some. I don't really care though, because I think the Pixel 6's camera looks amazing. I've loved the output I've gotten out from here. I am a decidedly average user. I don't do a lot of photo editing, I just let my camera do its thing. And the 6 looks to me to be a massive step up in camera quality. The Pixel 5 is by no means a bad camera. Output from it is still, honestly, amazing. Especially when you think about how constrained these sensors really are. But the 6 is better. Point for the 6. And lastly, software and performance. Both of these phones are very fast. But if you care about performance, the Pixel 6 is the one you're going to want. That's actually the reason that I'm keeping the Pixel 6 over the Pixel 5. This is the fastest phone I've ever used. Things are instant, and especially coming from the 5, I noticed the difference. I loved the 90Hz display on the 5, but then I used the 90Hz on the 6, and it just seemed so much smoother. Processing photos, which could take a beat on the 5, still takes a moment on the 6, but it is much, much faster. Both phones also get equally as warm, but it felt like I had less moments where the phone started chugging on the 6. There were definitely times that I could overload the Pixel 5, and that just doesn't seem to be the case anymore on the Pixel 6. For performance, get the 6. For the most part, software is the same. There are a few more features on the 6, like Magic Eraser and more advanced voice dictation abilities. I do have to say though, the Pixel 5 is a lot less buggy than the Pixel 6 is, at least in my experience. Things like reduced screen sensitivity or weird freezing when typing, or the home screen going blank when I turn on dark mode or low battery mode. The Pixel 5, I rarely experience bugs, just the odd crash every now and then. Google has been working and they have been fixing a lot of the bugs from the Pixel 6, but it is still unacceptable for this device, for what was their flagship phone that they hyped up so much, to be coming with all of these issues that lasted for as long as they did. I have heard other people with the 5 that have had a terrible experience on Android 12 with massive bugs and issues. That's honestly something that's very individualized. I can't really report on that experience beyond just mentioning to you that I've heard people say it. On the whole though, Android 12 just feels more right on the 6, and with the additional features enabled by the Tensor chip, I'm giving the win to the 6. And that about wraps up the major pieces of these phones. If you care about a larger screen, a better camera, better performance, the Pixel 6 will be the best option for you, and it truly is a great phone. If you care more about usability, or you just need a phone that fits in your hand and you don't have to worry about it, get the Pixel 5. Both of these phones will get done what you need. I mean, heck, a Pixel 4a will easily get done kind of whatever your basic phone needs are. But if you want that little smoother, little more enjoyable experience, treat yourself to the Pixel 6. If you don't care and you just need a phone that works, go pick up a used Pixel 5. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope it gave you some recommendations if you're in the market for either of these devices. I'm Michael with TECHMB. Feel free to leave me a comment down below. I'll see you in the next one. See ya.